massive city skylines suddenly going dark, phones losing signal, silent streets. Most people think society is strong, stable, permanent. But modern civilization rests on something surprisingly fragile: electricity. Not money, not governments, not laws, power. And the terrifying part is this: modern life doesn't slowly fail without electricity. It collapses fast, because the system you depend on every day was never designed to survive without constant power. Your food, your water, your communication, your banking system, your fuel supply, your medical care, all of it depends on invisible currents moving through wires most people never think about until the moment they stop. Tonight, we're looking at what would really happen if the power grid failed across a major region of America for 72 hours. Not weeks, not months, just 3 days. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why modern society is far more fragile than it appears. Hour 0. The moment the grid fails. At first, it feels temporary. Lights flicker, air conditioners stop humming, Wi-Fi disappears. People check their phones. Most assume it'll return in a few minutes, because modern people experience electricity like oxygen: constant, automatic, invisible. But then, minutes become hours. Traffic lights fail, elevators freeze, cell towers switch to emergency battery backup, and suddenly, millions of people begin doing the same thing at once, looking for information. Hour 6. Communication collapse. Most people don't realize how quickly communication systems fail. Cell towers don't run endlessly. Most backup batteries last between 4 to 8 hours. After that, coverage begins disappearing tower by tower. Calls fail. Messages stop sending. Internet infrastructure becomes overloaded. And now, something dangerous begins spreading faster than the outage itself. Uncertainty. People can handle bad news, but humans panic when they don't know what's happening. Rumors spread instantly. Cyber attack, EMP, terrorism, war. No one knows, and fear fills the silence. Hour 12. Food system failure. Modern grocery stores contain far less food than people imagine. Most operate on just-in-time inventory systems, which means shelves are constantly restocked by trucks arriving daily. Not weekly, not monthly. Daily. The moment panic buying starts, the system empties fast. Water disappears first, then canned food, medicine, batteries, fuel containers. Within hours, entire aisles are stripped bare. And the most dangerous part? This happens before true desperation even begins, because most people still believe the system will recover tomorrow. Hour 18. The water problem. People think electricity powers lights, but its most important job is moving water. Water treatment plants, pumping stations, pressure systems. Without electricity, clean water stops moving. Taps may still work temporarily because of gravity and reserve pressure, but eventually, pressure drops. Toilets stop flushing. Water becomes contaminated. And now millions of people face the one resource humans cannot survive long without. Clean water. Civilization is always 3 missed meals away from chaos, but it's only days away from dehydration. Hour 24. The city changes by the second day. The psychological shift begins. The city feels different. Silent, dark, heavy. No traffic lights, no glowing signs. No refrigerators humming through apartment walls. At night, urban areas become almost unrecognizable, and darkness changes human behavior fast. Crime rises, police response slows, emergency calls overwhelm dispatch systems, gas stations stop functioning because pumps require electricity, ATMs fail, card payments fail, and suddenly, Modern money becomes useless paper trapped inside machines. Hour 30. The medical system breaks. Hospitals have generators. But generators depend on fuel. Fuel deliveries depend on transportation. Transportation depends on functioning infrastructure. And hospitals consume enormous amounts of electricity every hour. Ventilators, medication refrigeration, life support systems, surgical equipment. The public imagines hospitals as permanent safe zones, but they are only as strong as the supply systems feeding them. Once fuel shortages begin, medical systems enter survival mode. Prioritization begins. And in disaster scenarios, prioritization means some people stop receiving help. Hour 36. The fuel crisis. Modern civilization runs on diesel, not electricity. Diesel powers food transport, emergency vehicles, supply chains, generators. Without fuel movement, everything slows down, then stops. But fuel itself becomes inaccessible during outages because modern pumps need electricity, which means underground tanks full of gasoline suddenly become unreachable. Entire cities can sit above millions of gallons of fuel, while vehicles remain stranded. Hour 48, the panic point. By the third day, the illusion of normalcy disappears. People realize this isn't temporary. Stores are empty. Communication is unreliable. Authorities provide limited answers. And fear transforms into desperation. Human behavior changes rapidly when survival uncertainty appears. Neighbors become suspicious. Tempers shorten. Sleep disappears. The modern world depends heavily on psychological stability, and electricity quietly maintains that stability every second. Without it, society begins showing its true structure underneath. The most dangerous realization. The frightening part isn't that technology exists. It's how dependent everything became on uninterrupted systems. Your grandparents understood interruption. They stored food, collected water. New neighbors used tools that worked without batteries. Modern society optimized itself for convenience, not resilience. And convenience creates fragility. The more efficient systems become, the less interruption they can survive. What actually survives? During outages, certain things suddenly become valuable again. Candles, manual tools, stored water, canned food, cash, radios, skills. Not luxury items, not expensive gadgets, knowledge. The ability to function without infrastructure. That's what survival really is. Not fear, adaptation. The philosophical twist. Maybe the greatest illusion of modern life is the belief that systems are permanent, that someone is always in control. That technology removed vulnerability from civilization itself. But history says otherwise. Every advanced society in history believed it was stable right before interruption arrived. And the longer systems function perfectly, the less prepared people become for the moment they don't. Conclusion. The power grid is one of the greatest engineering achievements in human history, but it also created something humanity never experienced before: total dependence on invisible infrastructure. Most people no longer know how to survive without it. And maybe that's the real danger. Not the outage itself, but how completely modern life forgot what came before it. Civilization looks permanent until the lights go out. And sometimes, the difference between panic and survival is whether you remembered the old ways before everyone else forgot them. This is the Fallout Files.